And welcome to Everyday Hip Hop. She's not Ricky.
I don't care about a mixtape. You know how many people just drop mixtapes?
To that. Oh, they thought I was soft? Slap somebody. Come watch Bad Boys. Oh, I slapped somebody. Let me redeem myself. Book. Look, there's going to be a book coming soon if it hasn't already came. It's the redemption tour, Kevin.
Yeah, he did. And welcome to Everyday Hip Hop. My name is Cayman.
And I'm Xavier.
And we are coming to you guys live from the Black Ambition Media YouTube channel. So welcome to Black Ambition Media. Yeah, this is the HQ, the headquarters right here. Your hub for engaging and diverse content. From The Rising, where we dive into black culture and politics, to Everyday Hip Hop with music reviews and hip hop debates, and another sports podcast for the latest sports news. We've got something for everyone. Subscribe now and stay informed, inspired, and entertained. Are you locked in?
Are you my friend?
Then go ahead and subscribe this way. Subscribe this way. Subscribe this way. Subscribe this way. Subscribe down on the bottom to get...
Ooh, not Joe Biden. Subscribe at Joe Biden's website down below.
Subscribe on the bottom to get all of Blam in you.
Ooh.
I don't know what
you want
that
all
means.
the Blam in you.
Pause.
Hold on now, Cayman. We ain't giving that type of content.
Right, but Xavier, how you doing, man? You had a trip to Vegas recently. What's been going on with you? How's your week been?
Man, I hate Vegas, man.
Why?
It's always so dang hot, and I'm really not a fan of gambling. But this time, Vegas flipped me on my head.
What?
It was freezing.
Was it?
Freezing. We hit the snow on the way out there. I got out there, and don't tell Dr. Umar, but we got out the car. We had to start playing in the snow. We was out here building snowman, having snowball fights. I thought I was 14 again. It was fun, but then I quickly got cold, and I said, let's get back in the car. I didn't pack right for that trip, so to speak, but overall it was fun. Had a chance to go to Roy Choi's restaurant called Best Friend Korean Barbecue. And the food was really good.
Fire.
The food was really good. We love Roy Choi, so I ain't gonna say all that. But at the place we went to, it was at a casino. They have his restaurant, Roy Choi's Korean Barbecue, and he also has a taco truck that is inside there as well. Didn't have a chance to take out the taco truck, but while I was in Vegas, I went to this place called the Taco Stand, and when I tell you, I had the best shrimp tacos I have ever had in my entire life.
What?
I went so far to say, why is Vegas doing tacos better than California?
Are you? No.
Stop me. Somebody better stop. Somebody better stop me.
Is Vegas doing tacos better than California?
They are not. I quickly was corrected.
Okay.
I tried my fish taco, and I said, please direct me to the nearest Rubio's, because what the hell is this?
Not the Rubio's.
What the hell is this?
You know Rubio's is mid food, too.
I'm saying. I grew up on Rubio's fish tacos. Taco Tuesday. I grew up on that, but nah. They fish tacos was not it. I don't eat meat at the moment, so I didn't get to try all the regulars. You know, I love me some lengua, carnitas, but I didn't get to eat all that. But from what I heard, it was just okay.
Okay.
The shrimp tacos, I did have everybody try. And everybody agreed those were the best shrimp tacos. Everybody agreed those were the best shrimp tacos we have ever had in our entire life. Life-changing. I never had a shrimp taco that had cheese with the tortilla. Okay. So, shout out the taco stand. Shout out those shrimp tacos. I'll stand on Vegas has the best shrimp tacos I've ever had in my life. But when it comes to that taco gang, you never mess with California.
Right. Okay. I like that. So you had a good trip to Vegas. You had some snow.
Don't tell Umar.
Don't tell Umar. But that seems fun. You know, snowball fights. Being in the snow, you know. Great. So, the last time we recorded, Xavier, we recorded a video. We were talking about Ian and his freestyle. I don't remember what his freestyle. What was
I got
his
you.
freestyle?
He said,
"Okay,
I ain't even really like our future. I ain't never sat back and thought about my future. Our future. My future. Our future." And he did
trash.
He did it with a steaming plate right in front of him. Nigga thought it was a mukbang. That was trash.
Right.
It was
trash. He was confident, and somebody said on our TikTok comments that Ian is one of the greatest underground rappers out right now. What?
If Ian is underground, I don't know what above ground is. that is dumb. If Ian is good, nigga, I don't know what great is. Ian ain't that.
But Xavier
Ian ain't that.
He's not that. He's
not even top 5 white rappers.
No.
Ian's not even top 20.
Like you said last week on our segment when we were talking about it, I've never heard a full Ian song.
So maybe you're not the right person to be critiquing this nigga's music then.
Right.
Go listen up on the catalog and come join me with the Ian is trash movement. Because he's trash. But no, yeah, I agree with you. I ain't never listened to no full Ian song. But I don't gotta listen to a full Ian song to listen to that Future. I ain't never thought about Odd Future. I ain't never thought about Mocking Future. Odd Future. My Future. That shit is trash.
Let's start. Let's actually start there because I was going to talk about our clips and we're going to go into the Mac Miller clip. But let's start there because we had more clips. We had the Ian clip, and a lot of people were saying that music is subjective, and either you like it or you don't.
That's how you know you at the losing end of that argument when you start talking about stuff is subjective.
Amen. Because I wanted to reply to a lot of niggas and say, do you think the freestyle was trash or not? If you tell me that the freestyle was good, then we can have a different conversation. But if you know that freestyle was trash, right. I don't really like Odd Future.
My Future.
Odd Future.
Mocking Future.
If you know that the freestyle was trash, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, I don't care that it's Ian. If it was good, I would have told y'all it was good. Bad Baby, Alabama Barker. That shit was trash. But Bad Baby, on the other hand, she had niggas holding their remarks until after Black History Month. It wasn't terrible. It was actually 1,000 times better than fucking Ian. That shit was trash.
Yeah,
but like nobody's saying just because it's Ian or just because he's white that we don't like it. No, I just don't like it because it was bad.
Amen.
I love Eminem.
Right.
I love Mac Miller. I love Aesop Rock. Contrary to my political beliefs, I love white people. And
if they're talented.
I love white
if
people.
You're talented.
When you're talented.
Right. That's it.
But that's the problem.
Right.
Ian's just not talented. Y'all let Lil Yachty try to convince y'all that nigga had swag. Like Kendrick told Drake, I don't care who you hang around with. That music still suck.
Right. So
it's not even trash. It just suck.
It
sucks. I feel like that's a little bit worse.
It sucks.
Your music sucks.
Yeah. Ian, we know that. And Xavier, a tweet kind of went what we would call viral here at Black Ambition Media.
Shit, 20 views is viral to me.
20 views.
I still think 20 people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Name 20 people right now.
Right. That you know.
You
talk to.
Name 20 people that you would call on right now to pick your kids up from school. Exactly. 20 people is a lot.
Exactly. So
20
people.
Lead them in the direction.
This TikTok was viewed over 200,000 times. We have over 30,000 likes on this TikTok.
Yeah, 40,000 of those are me, but I mean,
shout out to us growing every single day. Black Ambition Media is an ever-growing movement. I say that all the time. So we had a viral video. Let's say what is viral to you? Is viral over 1 million views or what?
Hey, if you would ask me, I would say viral is over at least 1 million views. But I think you can go viral within a certain demographic or within like a certain niche field.
Right.
So as far as the content that we were, pushing and the demographic we were talking to, I would consider 300K views.
Us going viral in that.
Going semi-viral.
We talked about Mac Miller being the greatest white rapper off of a tweet we've seen. So a lot of people have commented on this video. A lot of people have shared this video. We saw somebody share this video on Twitter. Shout out to them and start a conversation. By the way, we're going to be starting a Twitter because nobody's going to be eating over videos that we produced other than us.
I love when I see a brother eat. But that also lets me know I can fill my plate up a little bit.
Hey, man.
Let me go grab a plate. The buffet's
preach.
Open.
You better preach.
If I see... Hold on now. If I see one brother eating, that just tells me there's a plate for two.
Amen.
The buffet is still. Can somebody grab my fork? Where is my sauce? So Twitter coming soon. We really do want to start being more consistent and active on social media.
1000%.
It might not look like it, but we are very old. I don't know how to use all this social media. TikTok, confuse your boy.
Hey, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna be very prevalent when we start talking about Playboi Carti later on in this episode because
y'all gonna
I
be
feel
like,
old.
Wait, are these niggas 45? Playboi. Oh my. There's no way we're going to get to it. There is no way you're going to sit there and tell me you finished that entire album.
I didn't get the I understand it now moment in that Playboi Carti album.
I was not. I did not at any point was in that album was like, I understand it now. Brick. That's all it was the entire time. Very first song, I realized what age I was.
Right.
First song, I'm like, damn, this shit is loud.
Loud.
This is loud.
Loud.
Volume down.
Right.
Headphones off.
Right.
But it was too much.
Viral.
Sensory overload.
Right. Viral clip. Xavier Mac
yeah.
Miller is the GOAT right rapper because he didn't try to be a nigga or he didn't try to be Eminem.
Rule 1, rule 2.
I really didn't think about this at the time when we were talking about the Ian thing, but I do hold Mac Miller as the GOAT right rapper in the echelon of white rappers because he was so authentic. I don't think that Mac Miller, because of his tragic death, and R.I.P. Mac Miller, I'll say that 1,000 times, I don't think that Mac Miller really hit his peak musically, but we saw that he was going towards his peak.
Right.
And like you said in the clip, my favorite word is maturation process. What are you doing to develop your skill set? What are you doing to kind of organically be who you are and who you're supposed to be as an artist? I think Mac Miller, for what we first saw him for what we first saw him to be, and for what he became on his last album, showed a sense of evolution that we usually don't see from Caucasian artists, number one, but artists in general. And that's why Mac Miller touched and was so authentic to a lot of us. You made the point of him having albums and being around the likes of Absol and Schoolboy Q and some of these people that we know what TDE was as far as a organic movement, as far as a developmental movement in artist development. But with Mac Miller being around real rappers, with Mac Miller really trying to perfect his craft, like who he was in Swimming, which was the last album that we saw him record alive. I don't know about any of the music that has been recorded posthumously or whatever you call that word.
I was about to say that's what it's called.
Posthumous album or posthumous. I call it a posthumous album.
I'll say both ways you said it made me hungry. Who got the
pizza?
Who got the pizza chips?
Who got the pizza hummus? Who got the pizza hummus pizza?
Oh my God.
But the records he recorded before his death and the records that are starting to come out after his death, we saw the developmental process of Mac Miller. Do you think, Xavier, that Mac Miller is the GOAT right rapper of all time?
It is definitely,
including Eminem.
I was saying it's definitely up for an argument because Eminem is still there.
Right.
And I know we like to talk about Eminem as the force that allowed a lot of white people to be introduced into hip hop or into rap.
Right.
But I still think Eminem is one of, if not just like one of the greatest white rappers, but just overall one of the best
1000%.
rappers that we have.
He's a rap GOAT.
He's a rap GOAT, and his contributions within the last 3 years, debatable.
In the last 10,
I didn't say that. I'm gonna say 3.
We're in 2025, nigga.
All that Houdini stuff, I don't know who that was.
We're in 2025, nigga. So since 2015.
A lot of people have been trashed since 2015.
True.
Drake included. But
Yeah,
besides the point, it's definitely an argument. But there is a lot of white people who have really made great contributions to hip hop while staying true to themselves and putting the art form at the forefront. Like, one that comes to mind is LP, and he's one of my favorite white boys. He did a lot with Killer Mike. Run the Jewels is one of my favorite hip hop duos
groups ever. Yeah.
Like, I love Killer Mike, love LP, his production. I'm a cat guy. I love cats. LP loves cats as well. He did a whole album with production with cat meows and cat sounds. So, as far as a producer and an underlooked rapper as well, LP is in that conversation. Then we started to think about a little bit more underground rappers, such as Aesop Rock, who is one of my top tier lyricists as well.
A lot of people were talking about him in the comments.
Yes, but some things that I won't let slide is G-Eazy. There was people in the comments talking about G-Eazy never pretended to be black, and he was always himself, yet people still didn't like him. Yeah, because the music wasn't good enough.
So we didn't like him.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah, we just didn't like him. Not everybody's gonna hit. Yeah, you can still be yourself, but maybe we don't like who you are. And after we saw him kissing on Meg Thee Stallion's cheek, we were like, oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. So G-Eazy wasn't that one. Got a lot of that. They got a lot of that. I like some of the G-Eazy songs.
Me too.
This ain't 2014, so we're keeping G-Eazy. G-Eazy, they ain't do not a dang near enough to be in no conversation with Eminem and Mac Miller and LP. Regardless.
So do you think it's just them three as far as when we're talking about white goats?
White goats, my white goats
in hip hop.
Eminem, Mac Miller, Bobby Caldwell, but that's R&B. But those are my three white goats. I do like Grimes. Like, there's a lot of great white rappers.
Action Bronson.
I love Action Bronson. I love even what he does outside of music. He has a cooking show on YouTube. Like, I love Action Bronson. I love that New York sound. Like we said, all you have to do to be a good, successful white rapper is be white, be yourself, and don't be rapping all fast like Eminem. People have problems with my 2003. Yes, 2003 probably wasn't the best time frame to be saying Eminem was rapping all fast, but y'all need to shut up acting like Eminem wasn't rapping fast in 2003. Not everything was the Marshall Mathers LP. Yes, we have Rap God, that was like 2015, 2016, very insufferable, I agree. But we can't sit here and act like Eminem wasn't known as a fast rapper.
Right.
So, yeah, nigga, 2003.
Eminem.
Don't be rapping like that. Ain't nobody want to hear that. And I also use that time frame because, like we said, Eminem is the vector force that allowed a lot of white people to gain entry, knowledge, and comfortability on what hip-hop is. And the reason we have a lot of artists like Jack Harlow and like Ian is because of Eminem, unfortunately. No matter what GOAT status I think he is, no matter all the positive things he contributed to hip-hop, just by the virtue of him being a white man, he made white people want to listen and to be rappers.
Right.
Is what it is. Is what it is. Whether or not Eminem is solely responsible for that, that's neither here nor there. He is just part of that reason why we had such an influx of white rappers and white people listening to rap music. Now, the problem with that comes is that new group of people that are being introduced to hip hop. What do they think hip hop is? Mm-hmm. Do they not realize hip hop goes beyond Eminem? Do they not realize the hip hop sound was not invented by Eminem? Do they not realize the messaging and the style that Eminem uses was introduced and styled by black people?
Right.
That's when people don't start to ask questions and look at conversations deeper. Things can quickly start to get watered down. So that's the only reason why we mention things like that. We love Eminem. We love his contribution. He is no way by any means Post Malone. Eminem is not Post Malone. Post Malone is a culture vulture, and just like you, I loved White Iverson.
White
Iverson.
I
love that song, but yes, as soon as he got a little money, he put his cowboy boots on, started smoking 14 packs a day, and said, actually, you know what? Hip-hop is bad for your soul, and it made me want to kill myself. So, fuck Post Malone with your white ass. You can block that out, too. So, there's no problem with white people listening to hip-hop. There's no problem with white people wanting to be rappers. The problem comes when you don't realize what hip-hop is outside of popularity. Hip-hop isn't pop music. Hip-hop isn't country music. Hip-hop isn't rock music. Hip-hop was started for a specific reason.
Right.
And while that reason may be lost and translated into many different ways, as of now, as of the year 2025, it's not the 80s anymore. The inception and the people who still hold that value of hip hop are still here.
Right.
And when we see someone like a Post Malone who never wanted to be a rapper, who wanted to be a country singer, who wanted to be a rock singer, but that avenue was closed off to him because he wasn't good enough, he said, okay, well, what can I do as a mediocre white guy? Niggas will love me. I'm going to braid my hair.
And I must talk about Allen Iverson.
And I'm going to talk about Allen Iverson.
A cultural...
When I started balling, I was young. Give this nigga $1 million. Give him a rap label. Give him access to Beyonce. And here we go. That's all I'm saying. That's all we are saying. We love Eminem. We love Mac Miller. But we also love what they meant to white rappers as a black listener.
You were just good at the genre.
You were just good at the genre. You weren't trying to be something.
Anything, right?
Right. You're not trying to be something that you're not. And that's honestly, he's not white, but that's a lot of discourse I'm starting to hear around Jello's name. Is that his style of rap and his style of music is just bringing a nostalgic feel that a lot of us yearn. But at the end of the day, he's literally just cosplaying a gangster guy. He ain't that.
Nigga, you're from Chino Hills.
Nigga, you went to one of the richest high schools in California.
Right.
You ain't that.
Right.
You ain't that, Candy Paint. You ain't that. And now does it bring a lot of emotions and nostalgia and brings us back? Yes, we do love that. So are we letting him get away with acting like he's something that he's not? Yes. And if that was a white person, would we have something to say off rip? 100%. But a key factor that you're missing, the music has to be good. That's the biggest thing.
That's behind everything.
Everything. Kanye. Your music is trash. You can't be saying all this reckless shit no more.
At all.
You could only say that when you was giving me Jesus walks. Hey. You can't be saying poop, scoop, and Beyonce's kids are special needs.
Right.
What? You ain't delete the tweet fast enough. We saw that. We got grade A+ honors screenshotters, nigga. We saw that. We saw it. Your music's not good enough to be talking like that. Jack Harlow, Ian, Post Malone, Ice Spice.
Don't profit off of
Bad Baby, Alabama Burger, Tory Lanez.
There's a lot of niggas.
There's a lot of people on there. And they're not only white.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I am just tired of people using the art form that we hold so dearly.
So dearly.
The art form that was used to help elevate our people out of poverty and out of the boot of white supremacism to just have fun and make some money. Yeah, we're doing that as well.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Brings me back to point one. The music's got to be good.
Music's got to be good.
Tekashi was wildin'.
But
the music was okay.
There you go.
The music was okay, and we love a character.
There you go.
We love a character. Now, if Ian was making good music, I wouldn't have nothing to say. But it's not good. That shit is trash. I don't care if Lil Yachty's behind it. We can't sit here. Y'all gonna sit here and act like Lil Yachty makes good music? Y'all picked a nigga that don't make good music to hype up a nigga that don't make good music?
Lil Yachty made good music when he stopped rapping. That alternative album was his best album.
I 120% agree. That alternative album was the best thing Lil Yachty has ever contributed to music. I wish he did more things like that. And there's a lot of artists like that, Lil Yachty, Chance the Rapper, who need to stop rapping and get into their R&B bag.
Right.
That time has passed.
Right.
Maybe we'll throw Big Sean in that list as well, because the best thing Big Sean has done for us was meet Jhené Aiko, I guess.
2088 was a great album, and let me make this.
Mommy, sing to me.
Let me make this point about Mac Miller before we move on. So, this is the conversation, and this is the reason why I would say Mac is the GOAT white rapper. Unlike you, Xavier, you understood and loved the Eminem, just as a rap fan. You loved who Eminem was, and Eminem was one of your favorite rappers growing up.
Right? D12, Eminem.
I didn't have that same, like, it was just something about Eminem ever since he's been in the game where I didn't kind of, it didn't translate with me.
Not rugged enough?
With me being older and me understanding hip hop, I understand who Eminem was, and I understand he was one of the GOATs of this thing. But without me growing up really understanding Eminem and really loving all the records that he had, I do think Mac Miller is the GOAT white rapper of all time based off everything you were saying. Authenticity is always going to be the number one thing that people can see through a screen, through music, through a song. And Mac Miller, to me, was the most authentic white rapper of all time, which made him, to me, the best authentic rapper of all time. I just wish, and I pray, and I hope, and R.I.P. Mac Miller forever. I just wish I was able to hear his prime and what he was going to, like, do, because swimming was incredible, the people he was working with, but you saw the evolution of Mac Miller, and you saw what he was and what he was becoming, and to me, he was the most authentic person, which just made him the best.
Right, bringing the soul back to hip hop, and like arguably Mac Miller has more classic albums than your favorite rapper. The Divine Feminine is hands down one of my favorite albums. Faces, Good Morning. Like, outside of just rapping, when he really got into his R&B bag, Mac
that was his bag.
That was his bag 100%. And I really thought we were going to witness like the resurgence of neo soul, and whether or not that was a great thing to be introduced by a white guy. Arguable, but that was no ordinary.
And niggas saying that we're only having conversations about him being the GOAT white rapper because he's dead, and I saw that in the comments as well. No.
Mac has been up there, been rated. I was there since the beginning. I was watching his shows on MTV back in the day. Like, Mac has been that one. There has not been too many artists who were willing to take it to that next artistic level. And we can see that, like we mentioned, we can see that just by the circle he was hanging around with. This man was making music with Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q and Kendrick Lamar, very tight-knit with TDE, CeeLo Green and Thundercat. Like, the catalog was extensive, and the type of music that he was making and prepared to make, the artist that he introduced us to, he was very RIP, but he was very working heavily with OG Mako as well. Bitch, you guessed it. Woo! You was right. Right. Mac Miller, very missed. And
especially in the landscape of music right now.
Exactly. Especially with this landscape of music right now, we need someone like Mac Miller. Hip hop is very directionless at the moment, and it did seem like at that time we at least had some sort of positive direction. Now it just seems like everybody's just a little aimless, and our OGs are reaching the end of their career. So not very hopeful for the trajectory of hip hop, but just taking a second to look back at all that was contributed and all that hip hop has created. I think we'll be able to hold on to that.
Right. We can hold on to that, and I will always listen to the old slaps. I'll listen to the 90s music. I'll listen to all the music that I grew up loving and appreciating. Now, Xavier, let me ask you a question. Did this Playboi Carti album that was released recently, I Am Music, is that what it's called? Let me go to
I Am Music.
I Am Music by Playboi Carti. Did that make you feel old at all?
That album
as a 26-year-old person.
As a 26-year-old, okay, thank you for not assuming my gender. But as a 26-year-old person, that Playboi Carti album made me feel like my kids threw me in a home. Like, I felt old as hell.
Did you?
There was nothing about that I connected to. And I get the kind of direction that Vampire Playboi Carti music is going with. I am a person that enjoys rock music. Mm-hmm. I am one of the black people who enjoy metal music.
This is probably hip-hop rock metal.
Yeah, it's exactly what this is. It is hip-hop rock metal fusion. But I just don't think it's really for me. And I don't get it. I love hip-hop. I love metal. But whatever that nigga's doing, too many piercings for me. Right. I just can't get with it. You know what I would love Playboi Carti to do?
What?
Go visit your kids. That's what I would love, because this album just sounds like a nigga that don't look at his kids. This just sounds like a nigga that never took his kids to the pool. This just sounds like a nigga that need to go spend some personal time outside of the studio and white women. I was not on the right drugs for that album, Cayman.
You know, it was a lot. It was lit to me for the first 2 days, and before I even shared
What did you say?
I liked this album for the first 2 days. Friday, Saturday?
No, well, you said this album was lit to me for the first 2 days.
It was lit to me for the
that
first
just
2 days.
told me you're not in the right demographic for this shit. You just said this album was lit to me for the last 2 days. Cayman, you were not in the right age demographic for Playboi Carti no more.
Well, you know I'm old. You know I'm old. So you already know I'm older than you when it comes to music.
He's older than us. Who was this for? Who put Playboi Carti on? That's our generation. And this music is no longer for us. He is not one of these artists that is growing with his audience. He's continually trying to find a younger and younger, dumber audience.
But I think he is growing with his audience, and let's talk about the evolution of who Playboi Carti and what Playboi Carti has become. Playboi Carti is one of the top. Didn't
he start off as a lyricist? I mean, don't they all? Don't they all?
Playboi Carti is one of the top acts in hip hop today. No matter what you want to specify him or call him as, he is one of the top hip hop acts today. And when he released I Am Music, it made me think about what people call like cult followings, what people call this specific following in hip hop and music, and Playboi Carti definitely has those eyes and ears.
100%. Like
I said, the first couple days, I'm lit to this. Like I'm listening. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah. Like I was off Saturday, so I'm not at work.
Just happy to be off.
I'm not at work Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, okay, this Carti can get the party lit. I understand it. Not really. I don't understand it now.
The man said I understand it. Not really.
Not really, but I understand it. And it's like, okay. But once Sunday comes around, I'm asking Jesus to forgive me for my sins. I don't know. I'm listening to this Playboi Carti like that. And that's the point. He has the following, and I really want to talk about the the following that Carti has. There's a feeling that Carti gives each and every person when they're listening to his records. I mean, our friend Fox, somebody who kind of understands Carti more than we do, played us a record. This was at the apartment, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. Remember he played that Carti record, and we were just there like chilling. He played that Carti record, and at that moment, I kind of understood what Carti did just for this generation as far as a vibe goes. Once the vibe's over, what are you really getting from this Carti album? Like, I don't know if I can listen to 30.
Splitting headache.
I can't listen to 30 tracks of this. I'm sorry.
That's the first thing I noticed. I said, "Oh my god!"
Like, he hasn't released in 4 years, 5 years. So for his fans, the 30 tracks is probably a lot for them. At 26 years old, I'm just trying to really understand this Carti. I'm trying hard to understand where music is going, and I really don't understand it. I feel like an outdated bum right now.
Yes. This is really starting to make me feel like, wow, I am really old. Like, I just feel like I heard a kid say skibbity toilet. The what are you talking about? The hell is a skibbity toilet? What is that? This ain't, hold up. It's the first of the, this ain't the same dude. This ain't the same dude we got out the projects. This ain't the same guy. And like you said, one of our closest friends loves this man, sees the vision that we don't see.
We don't see.
But you know what text I didn't see? Carti is the GOAT.
Right.
Because even he maybe has aged out of Carti or has started to realize, like, I don't know what he is talking about. What am I listening to? If you got to take an ibuprofen before starting the album, I don't think it's
because it's like too much.
That's
what I'm saying. For Friday and Saturday, if I'm lit Friday and Saturday, okay, I can listen to this. When Sunday turns around, I'm trying to listen to some Sade.
I mean,
I'm trying to listen to some Solange. I'm trying to mellow
that's
down.
Off limits. You can only listen to Sade and Solange if you have visitation with your kids.
Iggy said she ain't seen this man.
No, I would be screaming wearing all black too. I don't have no family. Like, no.
I don't get
it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. And I one thing I do get is there's a lot to yell at.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to be upset about. And maybe listening to that album allows you to get that off your chest. But outside of that, where are you listening to this at? I don't get it. Maybe it's not for me to get. Obviously, it's not for me to get. I do wear a lot of black, but not that type of leather.
Right.
I'm not that. Maybe it's just really just not for us, Cayman. Maybe it's never just been for us. It's very niche.
But I want to understand it. This is one of the hip hop's biggest acts.
Some stuff is just for the kids. Do you get Uzi?
No.
That's one of our biggest hip hop acts as well.
Right, you're true.
Uzi is just honestly, Uzi is a more tolerable version of Carti. That's it. And the only thing that really makes Uzi a little bit more approachable is JT. I was like, oh, he got JT? He can't be that bad.
Let me see some of the tracks that I did
30 songs is Chris Brown level ridiculous.
I like this Money and track, Xavier.
That's a good title.
Like, I like some of this, but I'm not listening to it at all times.
No, yeah.
None of this.
Her name is Amor. She sing me son when she get bored. My head in cash, put it on the floor. Came a long way, still can't believe I made Forbes. I got from me, they ain't never played on the court. Big look over here, yours looking short. Diamonds in my ears, I can see a door.
Hey. We need all the vibes. Track 21. Let's see.
Diamonds in my ear, I can see the door.
This is stuff that I just downloaded. I don't know.
You can't tell me 4 words he said.
No, I can't.
At all. I don't know what that was about. Is this Thugger?
Yeah, this is Thugger.
We pop it, a couple bad bitches wanna make sure that they vibe in a rose gold paddock on her wrist because she pop. I make sure she don't stop in it. They say she sauce and we made a couple meal that we spit it out just flogging. I make sure that she vibing. I make sure that they vibing. Yeah, I put my
I think Like Weezy was a great track as well.
What did you think about Kanye saying the reason why he wasn't on the album? He was blacklisted by you know who, the Jews.
I think you weren't on the album, yay, because you were washed.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't hit the. We listened to. Did you notice that he dropped Bully and nobody gave a fuck?
Right.
Nobody cared.
Right.
Nobody even sniffed that shit.
Right.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared about your titanium grill.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. That's very unfortunate.
I did love this track right here, Backdoor, featuring Kendrick Lamar and Janae Aiko. Hey.
Heard a lot of talk about Kendrick's voice.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Kendrick next. I'm gonna play Charge Them Hoes a Fee, which Kendrick featured on that as well.
Let's go. She's a good girl, tell her let go.
Again, he's not saying much.
No more.
Just go with the vibes.
Dior. Live life on the hill, I can see her.
I don't know what it is.
Don't play with me, gangster.
Right.
I don't see her. I stay with a 10, she'll leave. It's a whole bunch of dubs, we ain't cheater.
I really love this hook.
I'ma make it back and probably spend it all on you. Counting from the back, so don't nobody talk. I put the VVs on your decollete. I know you feel dog shit. Bitches best stay in they place. Move around with cars shit. VVs on your decollete. Baby, pull up through the.
So I like that hook a lot.
Yeah, that was a nice hook.
That's something nice. But Kendrick Lamar also had Mojo Jojo when he was just doing ad libs, but he actually rapped on Good Credit. So let's hear a little bit of Kendrick's verse on this.
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. The crazy. Pass out them batters. Moving them batters. Pass out them batters. Moving them batters. Sins on my body.
Kids on my body, and that's on my kids. I kid with nobody. You know what this is. The vamps and the boogies, we just do the party.
What you listening to is that?
The paddock gets flooded, but way over budget, I lose it on tour. I would've said fuck you too, but you knew that the list was full. Having it my way like Usher, dawg. Red and blue diamond like Usher, dawg. Up score on you niggas like Rucker, dawg. I'm sore, cause I got it off the muscle, dawg.
Streets ready for this shit right here.
Drop. Hold on. Before we even get to the rest of this verse, Xavier, I freaking love how petty Kendrick Lamar is when he comes to this Drake versus Kendrick beef. One of the funniest parts of this Drake versus Kendrick beef is Drake saying drop. Drake went from drop to stop to cops to sue really quick.
Mm-hmm. He even hit up the barber for the fade. For the
court cut. So for Kendrick to acknowledge the drop and say watch, I like that. But I'm never listening to this Good Credit verse again. But let's listen to this. Let's listen to the rest of it.
I'm saying that might be the only thing I liked about this song.
So big, white gold link fall on the belly. The emerald cut for hers and his. That bitch on point like ASAP Rally. I'm talking about the numbers is nothing, the money is nothing. I really been him, I promise. Say Kenny been heavy out west, and I carry the weight, nigga. I'm Luka Doncic. Conspiracy theories is given, but I must admit it, you got the wrong person. They bundling Maine, Chicago slang. Which one of you niggas are merch it, yeah merch it. Cardo my evil twin, Cardi my evil twin. My skin is smoother, my teeth is whiter, my stride is longer, my thoughts is brighter. The hate get realer, the love get fake, but when you this great, that's how you should like it.
Moving them batters.
Hey. What did you think of the verse?
I don't think I like it.
I like the verse. I don't like the song, which means I'm never going back to the verse, which means it was a dud.
Oh, dud for sure. I'm just like,
I like the Luka Doncic bar. The Luka Doncic bar was clever. Luka Doncic, nigga.
I don't know who the nigga is.
Who else in rap right now is actually talking about like relevant shit that's going on? He said A$AP Rocky. I like the A$AP Rocky bar actually as well.
Him, Your Honor.
I like the A$AP Rocky bar and I like the Luka Doncic bar.
I didn't like none of it.
I think that was a solid verse. It's just I'm never going back to this verse or anything. So
I agree with the discourse. I don't think I like Kendrick's voice on this song.
In the Playboi Carti, what do you think about he had 3 features on here. So what do you think about the Playboi Carti Kendrick Lamar collab on this album in totality?
I mean, Kendrick Lamar likes these type of niggas. We saw the same thing with Kodak Black as well. I don't get
niggas
it.
That don't look, the niggas that don't know,
niggas that don't know how to act right. That's his bag, I guess.
Niggas that don't see their kids on a often.
He said, "I'm not your savior, but I'm gonna try to help." Like that's his bag for some reason, and like yeah, it didn't do nothing for me. It kind of confused me a little bit. I'm obviously not the target audience for that song. It honestly seemed like some shit Drake would do. I'm not exactly sure entirely why Kendrick was on the song, but it's nothing new to him. Mm-hmm. I always get Playboi Carti and Rich the Kid mixed up. Who did Kendrick do New Freezer with?
Rich the Kid.
Rich the Kid. So it's nothing new to Kendrick. We've seen him do similar things to this before.
I like that record though.
What? New Freezer.
That shit went crazy at the concert.
It did, but like yeah, we just know sometimes Kendrick just likes to hit the streets and tap in and have fun.
Right.
And that's honestly all it seemed like to me. It's just like he was having fun, trying to discover a new flow, new sound. But is it something that I'm going back to? I mean, I can't go back to it if I never went there.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing with this Playboi Carti album.
Yeah.
How much are you going back to?
I think you got to be 17. So all of our viewers who are under the age of 21, let us know how you felt about the Playboi Carti album. I don't think my ears aren't ready for that type of realness.
Right.
I can't.
Right. Let's see what Anthony Fantano said about Kendrick Lamar featuring on the Playboi Carti album as in a whole.
I guess.
Who is deep in the midst of a very big victory lap at this point in his career off of the giant W that he took in his beef with Drake last year. And between all the tracks Kendrick launched in the midst of that beef, be it Euphoria or Meet the Grams or Not Like Us, there were some really consistent themes coming up again and again and again around morality, around being a creep and accusations and guilt by association, around Drake being accused of, all the stuff that he is citing in his recent UMG lawsuit. All of this stuff we have covered in detail on the channel multiple times. You should be well aware, which is why I don't think it should require much explaining to highlight why it's kind of weird Kendrick Lamar would be doing these 2 features here with Carti on his new record. And sure, you could make the argument that Kendrick just made Drake out to be a bad guy on those songs and made the accusations that he did because it was a personal thing for him. He just wanted to attack Drake in any way that he could. Drake pushed it to a certain point. He pushed it further. Drake mentioned his wife, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, sure, I get that angle of it, but simultaneously, over the course of this whole thing, Kendrick Lamar also made it very clear that he does have like a personal moral vendetta here. He's made this clear in his recent interview with SZA. He's made this clear in that other post-beef track he came out with. Like, he clearly feels strongly about the guilt by association angle. He clearly believes on some level that there is some kind of like moral rot going on in the music industry, in the world of hip-hop at large, and Drake in some way is representative of it. Like, Kendrick has made it clear in his bars repeatedly that he does not mess with people he finds morally reprehensible, and that being so on some level, in his eyes, means he thinks you should like die. I think I and many are just sort of wondering why.
That was a very long-winded way of saying Kendrick Lamar is a hypocrite.
All right. I like that.
I'm like, Fantano,
Right.
brother, say it.
Say it.
Just say it.
Just
How
say
you
it.
gonna say Drake does this and he doesn't care about his kids and he hangs around morally Jesus Christ. Morally imprehensible. We're gonna get this one. Morally imprehensible. Nigga out here using SAT words for the music review. Just a long way to say that Kendrick is a hypocrite. How are you gonna say Drake does all these things and he claims to be this, but he's hanging around pedophiles? Meanwhile, you're making music with Kodak Black, who is known as a sexual offender, and Playboi Carti, who is known to not like his children. And like, how can you say that you're this person and take this moral high ground? Meanwhile, you're making music and hanging around people who are on the same level as Drake in some way. I can agree. It's a little hypocritical. And it is very easy to take that stance of, oh, it was just a rap battle. Kendrick was just taking the angle that Drake decided he wanted to go. He said something about his wife. You're a pedophile. But at the end of the day, the way that Kendrick Lamar fans talk about Kendrick and the type of messaging and weight that they hold to his music and to his narrative, it is very hypocritical for you to say these type of things, then go make have Kodak Black be on 3-4 songs on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, then to go be on 3 songs on with Playboi Carti and just hang around these people who have these public perceptions of just not being the best. Kendrick has also in the past claimed that he is not y'all's savior. He is an imperfect human being and that he will make mistakes. But at the end of the day, it's all perspective and it's all the way you look at it. If you want to have a problem with it, you're going to have a problem with it. Is it easy to pick apart that and find a problem with it? Yes. If you want to find a problem with it, are you going to find a problem with it? Yes. But if you just want to take it as Kendrick making music with Playboi Carti, tapping back into the field, tapping back into what you said is one of our biggest
acts
now in hip hop at the moment, then we can just leave it at that, because Drake isn't the worst guy in the world. He's not the best guy in the world. Most of these niggas, especially in the entertainment field, are not saints. Kendrick Lamar is not a saint. Tory Lanez, far from a saint. Drake ain't never even made a saint in his life. But we can't just sit here and just pick apart every single person a nigga makes music with.
Right.
He ain't Playboi Carti's son.
He ain't doing visitation.
Yeah, he ain't his PO officer. He ain't in charge of his visitation. He ain't Iggy's cousin. Why don't you come visit your kids? Like, it's gonna happen at the end of the day. But I think the bigger message that Kendrick was trying to make with the whole Drake battle and Drake diss is, this is your number one artist over the entire genre. And these are the things he's doing and making acceptable for everyone as a whole. Playboi Carti is a small piece, and we can recognize he is a small piece in a niche field. A lot of people don't listen to Playboi Carti. A lot of people who listen to Playboi Carti are in a certain age range. So he isn't the biggest chess piece on the hip hop board. So if Kendrick decides that, oh yeah, I'm going to go make a song or two with Playboi Carti, we can view that as just making music. Kendrick Lamar is the bigger artist in that picture. Right. So there can be other conversations about whether or not Kendrick is the one that is platforming and making certain ideologies like that a little bit more acceptable. Playboi Carti can't be that bad if Kendrick is making music with him and Kendrick believes in this and that and that. It can get very murky, and that's why I will agree with this. Especially in the direction that Kendrick is going within like the last year, it looks a certain way for you to be making music with Playboi Carti while still trying to hold on to that narrative of doing the right thing.
Right.
And I know we're in the era of separating the art from the artist, but I ain't never seen a nigga besides Kanye ever say anything good about Hitler.
I will say this, and I want to defend a little bit as a Kendrick Lamar fan. If you really understand and know Kendrick Lamar's music and who he has been from the jump, Kendrick Lamar has been a hypocrite. And I always want to bring up the history and foundation and origin of who Kendrick Lamar is and was. This is a black man from Compton. This is a black man who was on Section 8 housing. This is a black man who was on government assistance. This is a black man who has seen a lot of his homies and people die. So do I expect a hypocrite to be from that nigga who's from Compton and who had different challenges coming up in the game 1000%? And that's why as a fan I can't give him so much slack. But going back to, I don't need Kendrick Lamar on those 3 Carti records. You know what 3 records I need Kendrick Lamar on? I need him on a Westside Bookie feature for 3 features. I need him on a Kaz album. I need him on a JID album for 3 features. I need him on a Baby Keem. You know, that's his artist, but I need him on these real lyricists, a Ray Vaughn. I need him on people that really understand and really want to continue the integrity of hip hop and what hip hop has been. I need him on them young niggas albums too. If you're gonna do the Carti features, I need you on the features with niggas that really rap and really do this pen shit when it comes to rap, because we don't see that a lot at all these days. So the young niggas that still have that energy in them, I need you to have the same energy with them as well, Kendrick Lamar, as that number 1 artist and that as somebody who we look up to as that great artist and that number 1 artist and somebody who still has the integrity in rap. So am I going to see you in those features? I need to see you. As a Kendrick Lamar fan, I need to see you. And this is why I had so much smoke with J. Cole. It shouldn't be the 40-year-old still carrying the mantle of hip-hop right now. But that's the reality of the situation. So what are y'all going to do, J. Cole? I don't need you apologizing on rap stages and trying to retire.
Yeah, we moved on.
I need to see you really carry this mantle and really continue the heritage of what hip-hop has been in the 50 years of its existence. Is hip-hop going to be something that's going to mobilize the community, or is hip-hop going to be something that is a what's the good word for this? A deterrent to the progress of what this community really, really, really needs. And hip-hop was never that in its origin, and it's became that over time. So I don't mind the Kendrick Lamar features on the Playboi Carti album on a niche genre, like you said. But are you going to give me the same energy? Are you going to give the same energy to those lyricist rappers that we truly care about and think that are up and coming in the rap game? That's what I need from you, Kendrick Lamar. That's what I need from you as a fan. And hopefully we can get that in the near future from him. So we shall see what's to come. I'm still waiting on a GNX Deluxe, honestly.
Shit, I'm still waiting on Baby Keem.
That is true.
Where are you at?
That is true. While we're on the
Hillbillies was a minute ago now.
True. While we're on Kendrick Lamar, what do you think about this being the year anniversary? We're just about a year. This is just about a year of Like That coming out, and Kendrick Lamar turning the hip hop world on its head, calling out J. Cole and Drake on the Like That verse. So a year later, what do you think about that Like That verse?
Man, I have mixed feelings about that Like That verse because it was such a pivotal moment in hip hop, but we all know what follows that
Right.
That verse. Just a few months later, we gotta watch one of our GOATs apologize to his fan base and make them agree that Kendrick Lamar is a better rapper. And that is something that will remain ingrained in my mind until the day I leave this earth. So
Amen.
Double-edged sword like that is, but it did give us one of the greatest hip-hop battles, if not ever. So it's crazy to think that it was a year ago already.
Right.
Time is flying flying by, and a lot has happened in that year. A lot of careers have changed
in that year,
and a lot of perspectives on our big three, our top artists, have changed within that year as well. I'm looking forward to. I know we were talking about last week as well. We saw pictures of Cole wearing his retirement shirt. I still am interested to see if we get the fall off. I'm interested to see if we ever get that break from Drake. And I'm interested to see if Kendrick Lamar continues to be Kendrick Lamar.
1,000%.
So 2025 has already been proven to be a memorable year. And it's hard to not be memorable coming off the heels of 2024, the Super Bowl in 2025, Grammys 2025. So, like, a lot of big things to come in store. This has been a slower week for music, but overall, still expecting some great things.
You know what I remember from the Like That verse, and I equate everything from the Like That verse, and a lot went on from this time. But from Like That to Euphoria, a lot went on that time, and a lot of people were doubting who Kendrick Lamar was and who he had been for the 10, 15 years that we've seen him. He wasn't as active as people wanted him to be, and before Euphoria dropped, Xavier, DJ Academics, I'm not going to say Charlamagne the God was saying the same things that DJ Academics was, but he was saying Kendrick's on the clock, and Drake had did something with push-ups, and we had seen the apology, but now it's on to Drake's time. And when Drake dropped push-ups, a lot of people were saying, I don't even want Kendrick Lamar to respond. That was some of the discourse. I don't know if Kendrick can recover from push-ups. I don't know this and that and that and this. I was hearing about Kendrick Lamar before he rose on that 17th day or 18th day when Euphoria dropped.
Drop.
Tailor-Made Freestyle came out. But on the 17th day, he rose, Xavier, and the world wasn't the same after he dropped Euphoria. But the discourse and the talk around Kendrick Lamar's name for those 2 weeks that he didn't drop is something that I will never, ever forget after that Like That verse. Now, a lot of people can say a lot of things about the Like That verse. It wasn't that good. It wasn't a response. It wasn't response worthy.
It wasn't. I don't.
Back in hindsight, it would probably be in Drake and J. Cole's best interest not to respond to that verse at all.
Oh, 100%.
And their lives could have still went on just as good.
Even better.
We
might have the fall off by now. Maybe we would have got the fall off instead of my delete later.
Right.
Probably
but
not.
He did release 7-Minute Drill, and Drake did release Push-Ups, and the world we've known since those diss tracks have been released has been totally different. And Kendrick Lamar did put a knee, did stomp them out, like literally stomp them out.
Where you going with that one?
Yeah, I had to revise that.
No, yeah,
but
like that.
Stomped them out.
That battle completely turned hip hop on its head, and the goats we thought were our goats and who we thought and the arrangements that we had, a lot of things have changed. I'll even go as far to say that this battle is the reason why Trump is our president. Like, everything is just so confusing at this point. It's just like, yeah, put that nigga in office again.
So what do you think that J. Cole needs to do in 2025 Dreamville Fest, which I have the lineup right here. We got on Saturday, Lil Wayne with Hot Boys and Big Timers, performing on April 5th as 21 Savage, Party Next Door, Ludacris, Ari Lennox, Chief Keef, Keisha Cole are a part of others that will be performing on Saturday, April 5th. On Sunday, April 6th, J. Cole, Erykah Badu, Tim's, Glorilla, Jid, Wale, Coco Jones are amongst the other acts that will be performing at Dreamville Fest. I just read you the lineup, Xavier. This is a really good lineup.
That's a great lineup. Keisha Cole, Coco Jones.
Right, and you're talking about
Wale.
only $200 or $300 as far as a pass for 2 days. That's a really, really, really good show that you can watch.
Yeah, but then you got to go to South Carolina.
That's also far. Something. 1,000%. But do you think J. Cole needs to do anything to redeem himself on on the last Dreamville Fest. This is the last Dreamville Fest ever. J. Cole is going to be a quote-unquote retired rapper.
Take his mic away.
Do you think he needs to do anything to redeem himself from the 2024? Or is he trying to do anything that's going to redeem him? Like, you want to wipe the memory of anything bad out of people's minds. So to have a great lineup like this and for him to headline the last Dreamville Fest, I think his fans are going to be very, very, very charged up for something like this.
Right.
Do you think this is going to do enough to erase the 2024 moment?
I mean, we know J. Cole's a great guy. Great rapper, top lyricist. But I don't think he thinks like a normal person. So definitely expect some type of speech.
No way.
Type of
No way 2 speeches in a row.
100%. J. Cole is giving us... This is the same dude that wrote that letter on behalf of Colin Kaepernick. Please take him back. J. Cole is saying something. So I'm 100% expecting some statement, something from Cole on that stage.
Especially if he's retiring, quote unquote.
Exactly. He's retiring. This man got Keisha Cole on stage. He is saying something. Take that man's mic.
Should have did that last year.
Plug.
Should have did that last year.
You had one job. Unplug that nigga's mic. But no, I'm expecting something, some form of a statement, especially since this is going to be the last Dreamville Fest. Cole is entering his retirement. So he's going to say something. He's a speaker. He loves to talk. So I'm not sure exactly what he's going to say. Now, that's up for debate. But I think it is going to be along the lines of like him always staying true to who he is and always believing in his dream and always trying to make sure that he did what he can do to put his best ideas at the forefront. It's going to be something wholesome. It's going to be something cold
that we love.
It's going to be something that we love, but I don't think it's going to be anything that tries to erase or make people forget about what he did on that stage a year ago. If anything, he's going to fully embrace it. He might apologize again. I apologize for my apology on this stage a year ago.
I think on April 6th, 2025, we get the Fall Off. Do you think we get an album after this?
I would like to say yes, but I don't think we're going to get an album on April 5th. If anything, it will be, I think, after the performance.
But it's like after you do that and you're talking about you're retiring, are you gonna be active the rest of this year? And I think this is his last hurrah.
That's what I'm saying.
So this has to be where the album comes, the Fall Off that we've been waiting for 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know how long we've been waiting for this.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, if we don't get the Fall Off before Dreamville, I don't think we're getting it.
After this much anticipation,
it's been 10 years. Y'all thought you were getting that album?
Come on, man.
Stop it. Like, if we don't get the Fall Off before Dreamville, I either think we're just not going to get it or he's not retiring. He might have just been talking
Jazzing.
Yeah, I'm just putting my thoughts out there, I'm like a bike on the freeway. You just got to let me go where I go.
I'm going to say this. I'm anticipating on April the 6th, April the 7th, 2024 is when he did the apology. I am anticipating an album. I'm anticipating the Fall Off. I'm anticipating that last classic from J. Cole. There's something in me that even though he did what he did last year and just the state that hip-hop is in, I kind of deem it disrespectful to hip-hop. And you can't really say that from an act that's been in the game for 15 years and given everything that he's given to music. But I find it disrespectful in the state that hip-hop is in, that a nigga as good as J. Cole that is still getting better in rap is saying that he's going to retire. Like, I find that disrespectful to hip-hop.
But what is he, I don't want to say, like, what is he retiring for? Like, he hasn't given us enough. He hasn't done enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't.
We even have vets like Jay-Z
and LL
Cool J who never officially
retired from the game. Yes.
They just stopped being as frequent, stopped being as active, but still made music and still continued with their still continued with their maturation process and showed us what it was like to make music at that next stage of their life.
Right.
And I'm really just like, for J. Cole for these last 15, 20 years, telling us how important it is for him to be a rapper and to write and be his best, for him to just retire and not make music, especially after rolling out the Fall Off for 57 years. I don't think we're getting that.
He said this. He wanted the Fall Off to be his last project too. So he's had this vision in his head for a long time of how he wanted his career to end. It just, to me, it's like you've got so much better based off all these features in the last, I don't know how many years. You've gotten so much better. And J. Cole, listen to the Inevitable series, just listen to J. Cole throughout his career, has always kind of doubted himself. And even in this Big Three comparison, like Kendrick Lamar, this is around the rigor mortis time. This is around 2011, 2012. Because I think J. Cole produced something off of Section 80, ADHD or something like that. Kendrick Lamar looked at the nigga like, you know you're sleeping on yourself. Like, he just gave him the beat for ADHD and was like, Cole, you know you're kind of like sleeping on yourself as far as what you're capable of doing. That was back in 2011, 2012. Now that you have evolved to the artist that you've been, now that you went through that, my favorite word, maturation process, now you're going to retire when your bars are the sharpest. I just don't understand that as a fan.
You got to leave on a good note.
And I mean, I guess.
You got to leave.
I guess
you got to leave the people.
We don't see basketball players leaving on a good note. We see basketball players leaving when they're fucking washed.
That is true.
And maybe as a rapper, you don't want to leave the game when you're washed. I mean, look at Kanye. He released Bully and nobody gives a fuck. Maybe because he wants all the attention and he wants to be an attention whore.
Well, I think it's because he's a Nazi. I think that'll do it. Well.
I think that would do it, huh?
I think that'll do it because people were still listening to that trash he called Vulture.
True.
And that trash he called Vulture 2.
True.
But when he just started being a little bit more outspoken about his political beliefs, people were just like,
right.
I think we're officially done.
Yeah, but it's like.
But Cole, the music is still good.
The music is still good.
The rapping is improving.
You're at your top tier level of rapping, and now you decide to retire. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe you just don't got it in them no more.
Some people just don't.
You just don't got the heart.
And they're not made of what we think everybody is made of as far as these top echelon rappers.
Not everybody's Jay-Z and LL Cool J and want to be rapping until they're in the grave.
Right.
Some people want to enjoy their life, I guess. But I mean, like,
but music and art, music and what music is not supposed to be something that's supposed to give you pressure, especially Cole, who is somebody who's been in the game for so long. You don't have any pressure doing the shit that you're doing.
This is the same dude that said he was peer pressured at the age of 45 to write a diss track tarnishing Kendrick Lamar's discography and legacy.
Discography. Yeah, true.
We know Kendrick. We know Cole feels the pressure.
That's true.
We know he feels the pressure, and I 100% believe that if we do get the fall off, there will be a song dedicated to his apology. There will be some song dedicated to this entire beef and how it delayed the fall off and how he was really supposed to get it at the end of this year, but his mental was thrown off and he had to go to counseling to get it right back and blah, blah, blah.
And if it's exceptional rapping, we'll accept it.
Yeah, because that's what y'all love.
That's the bar these days, Xavier, especially with Ian and who else we have to look forward to.
And what's crazy thing about Ian, too, is just like, Ian, brought to you by Lil Yachty, also supported and approved by Tyler, the Creator, who dissed Ian. Hip-hop's starting to look like Republicans and Democrats. Amen. Y'all niggas on the same team.
Amen.
All y'all suck.
That's why I love R&B. So, Alchemist and Erykah Badu, we saw this announcement.
Woo!
Are you excited for an Erykah Badu Alchemist collab?
The Alchemist is like barbecue sauce. You could put that white man on
anything,
and I'm eating it. Like, the Alchemist made Big Sean good again. That is a hard feat. The Alchemist made Larry June exciting. That's hard to do. The Alchemist put the titty back in Titty Boy.
Amen.
He brought 2 Chainz home.
Right.
The Alchemist gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
The Alchemist
Erykah Badu though,
in making an album with Erykah Badu and Future.
Mm-hmm.
I am more excited for the Future because, like we said, Alchemist knows exactly what he needs to do to bring out the best
in the artist.
And I think an Alchemist Future album would be ridiculous. I think an Alchemist Erykah Badu album would sound like an Erykah Badu album. If anything, I would be overjoyed for a Lauryn Hill Alchemist album.
Ooh.
That shit would do wonders. Ooh. Wonders for music, wonders for hip hop. But I think an Erykah Badu Alchemist album is gonna be great. But I think it's just gonna sound like an Erykah Badu album. I don't think it's gonna be anything we haven't heard Erykah do before, which isn't to say that it's not gonna be great. We had the opportunity to see Erykah Badu perform in person a few years ago, and still one of the best performances I've seen. Erykah gonna give you a show.
She gonna give you a show.
So there's no question that Erykah Badu, a legend, and The Alchemist, a legend producer himself, is going to give us a great project. But as far as something maybe I haven't heard before, I don't know if I've really heard Future on some Alchemist vibes. That might really bring him and force him to get back in his dungeon era of rapping when he was Meathead and had lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual bars. Like, I'm here for that. But the craziest thing I saw during this whole conversation, I saw a little nigga in the back of the classroom raising his hands, talking about pick me, pick me. Why the hell Meek Mill want to do an album with The Alchemist?
Come on, man.
Nobody wants that.
Meek Mill can rap. Yes or no?
I didn't say Meek Mill couldn't rap.
Okay. So
I love Blue Chips.
If Meek Mill, Blue Lip.
That's Schoolboy Q. I think it's Blue Chips, right?
Blue Laces.
I hope they forgive me for the shit I did with Diddy.
Relax.
No, we like Meek. We like Cornrow Meek.
Yes.
You said what?
We love Meek.
Cayman loves Meek.
Championships was a great album. Dreams and Nightmares. Like Meek Mill can really rap, and when it comes to the blog era, 2011, 2012, 2013, around that era, and we're talking about the upper echelon, so we have Drake, Kendrick, Cole, of course, but when we talk about that second tier of MCs, it's Big Sean, it's Meek Mill, it's Wale, it's a lot of them niggas.
No,
so
nigga,
he's in that conversation.
It's Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa's in there too.
Why did you put Wale in that group?
Wale's in that group. Wale's probably the
Wiz Khalifa.
Wale is probably the fourth best rapper of this era. If y'all really want to talk about it and really want to really get deep into it, Wale is probably, when it comes to everything, discography, hits, all that shit, it goes Kendrick, Drake, Cole, Wale.
What the hell Wale got out
Wale
besides the album About Nothing? What else are you like, oh my God, I'm so glad Wale dropped this.
Do you need me?
Hip hop would never be the same without this.
It's not about hip hop never being the same.
What did Wale give us besides the album About Nothing? I said
about them, as far as them three niggas go, yes, they have a solidified spot.
What did Wale give us?
Is he not number 4?
No, Wiz Khalifa is.
Stop.
I'm taking Wiz over Wale.
No, you're not. No, you're not. That's a horrible take.
What did Wale give us besides the album About Nothing?
All these albums are nice. All these the Ambition album is great. The Gifted album is great in 2013.
When was the last time you listened to Mathematics? Keep it 100 with hoes.
Hey.
Keep it 100 with squad.
Hey. You know that song was nice though.
I am picking big black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yeah. I'm picking Wiz Khalifa 10 times out of 20.
Nah, Wale is the fourth best rapper of this generation.
I'm picking Big Sean.
Over Wale? No, you're not. No, you're not.
Nigga, I'm picking Iggy Azalea. I'm so fancy. Wale, I love Wale. I love poetry. I love spoken word. Wale really just never did it for me. I feel like there's a lot of artists, especially within that generation. Wiz Khalifa.
Come on, man.
Big Sean. Shit, I take Meek Mill.
Stop.
Wale just wasn't really what I thought of as an exciting artist.
What do you mean exciting?
There was nothing about him that made me want to listen to him. There was nothing about Wale that made me be like, checking my phone to look at the dates to see when his album is dropping. Outside of the album About Nothing, and I didn't even watch that show. I didn't even watch Seinfeld. Me neither. So outside of that,
I didn't watch it either. But the concept of that album, if anybody else did that, would be looked at in a different light. If Big Sean did it, it would be looked at in a different light. And if J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar did the concept album, the album About Nothing, it would be looked at in a totally different light than it's looked at because Wale did it. That was an incredible album. Not a lot of niggas have classic albums just like Wale has.
And you forgot Chance the Rapper. I'm picking Chance the Rapper over Wale as well. Exactly, Cayman. He just loves Wale. I get it.
A really good artist.
Wale was a great rapper. But you're telling me Wiz Khalifa, Meek Mill, Wale, Chance the Rapper,
Big Sean. Out of all them niggas, Wale is probably the best nigga out of all of them niggas. Yes, he is.
Better than Chance the Rapper? And believe me, I have said my fair share of shit remarks about Chance the Rapper since he dropped that CD album. I have talked my fair amount of mess. But did I hear you correct? Wale was a better artist during that time than Chance the Rapper? Does Wale even have a classic album?
Yes, the album About Nothing is a classic album. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah. It's a great album.
It's a classic.
But is it a classic album?
What about?
So you're putting the album About Nothing on the same playing field as The Sun's Tirade. You're putting that album About Nothing on the same playing field.
They probably have the same. Hold on, The Sun's Tirade and the album About Nothing probably have the same rating.
Thank you for watching another episode of The Rising. I don't even know what podcast we're on no more. You said The Sun's Tirade by Isaiah Rashad and the album About Nothing by Wale are the same.
Probably have the same rating. The Sun's Tirade may be a 9. The album About Nothing may be a 8.7, 8.8. Are you crazy? Those are probably yes. Easily. Come on, man. Stop. We're not about to do this to Wale. We're not about to do this to Wale like he doesn't have certified hits.
You the one lying on him. You the one doing this to Wale.
Man, stop.
I ain't the one that dangled this nigga off the roof. I said, we love Wale over here, but I don't believe Wale has a classic album.
That's disrespectful.
I don't believe Wale has a classic album. And you also know who was in that same kind of era? Mac Miller. There is a lot of artists, and he has way more than one classic album. Does Wale have more than one classic album?
I would say for me.
You ain't the general public.
I don't know about general public, but y'all need to put some respect on Wale's name, and an album will be coming soon from Wale in the near future. I think that would be better than the Big Sean album that we heard in 2024, but that's none of my business.
Do you know who else was also in that same time frame? Nigga Ace Hood. I'm taking Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. Like, there was some heat going on that time.
Who are you looking forward to more as far as albums, A$AP Rocky or Wale?
That's actually a really good question because A$AP Rocky was also during that time, and I'm picking Rocky over Wale. And similar to Wale, similar to a lot of people actually, I have talked my fair mess about A$AP Rocky over the years. Testing, still one of the worst albums I've ever listened to. A$AP Rocky has done more for hip-hop, has been a positive contribution more times than not to hip-hop and to fashion culture than Wale ever has. A$AP Rocky has more classic albums, songs, and notable moments than Wale has ever had.
Stop disrespecting Wale when it comes to the musical tangent. He has a billion hits. He has a billion hits, bro.
Who has a billion hits?
No Hands.
Is that a hit?
Xavier, stop.
Is that a hit?
Xavier, stop. Xavier, stop.
That's a hit?
Xavier, really? Xavier. That's not a hit?
Is it?
Xavier.
Is it? Or what else? What else?
Listen to this track, bitch.
It's not a hit?
It ain't a hit for this nigga's verse, Cayman. Are you serious? Are you serious? Don't play the whole fucking song. You're telling me No Hands is a hit because of Wale's verse?
I didn't say because of Wale. I said, is it a hit?
Not because of
He
him.
was featured. He was featured.
I just want y'all to know, and I want this to be on record. That is the same bullshit statement Cayman used for Big Sean being on Mercy. I don't care if Wale was on one of the best hip-hop songs of the last 10 or 15 years.
Thank you.
It wasn't the best song because of him. I don't care if Big Sean was on Mercy. He had the worst verse.
They're in the same tier. I'm just saying, legendary songs. Wale has probably... It's between him and Big Sean as far as that tier 2 category.
Who had a better
who
verse?
Had more.
Did Big Sean have a better verse on Mercy than Wale had a verse on No Hands?
Well, I'll say Wale.
All Wale said, I like that. No hands, no dollars, no bands. What else did he say, Cayman?
He did what he needed to do. He also had Lotus, Flower Bomb.
That's what you should have said. That is what you should have said, Cayman. And the remix is better. Ain't Rihanna on the remix?
That was
Rap to you real quick.
that other song.
I want to enjoy the luxury.
Fuck, what was that other song? Is it bad? I never.
Oh yeah. That's the shit right there.
Hey.
This is a bop.
Hey.
You should have
Take me high.
started with this.
Teach you all the sounds of love.
But again, are people turning this off for Miguel?
Let me guess your favorite
Or are they
fragrance.
turning this
You
on
got
for
that
Wale,
bomb.
nigga?
I'm trying that.
There.
Again, he's starting to sound like Reason. You ain't put on one song where he had the best verse.
Heard about you.
It's a great song as well.
You heard about me.
And like I said, Rihanna ate this nigga up.
Yeah. Why?
Hey.
Why? Back at you. Bad girl.
Is it bad that I never made love? No, I never did. But it shouldn't have happened.
Xavier, stop playing with me, nigga.
This was Wale's peak for sure, but again, I will stand on the sword of he was not the best part of this song. Yes, you've showed me 3 to 4 great classic songs that Wale was a part of.
Classics.
But not in one of those songs was Wale the best part of the song. Yeah, he was a part of it, but he was not the best part.
Come on, man.
Stop it. Can you show me a song where Wale is the best part of the song?
There's a lot of songs. Where
You ain't show me one. You showed me 4. You ain't show me one.
Come on, man. We don't need to do this with.
You the one that brought it up. You started playing the music.
Okay. I'm gonna say this.
I don't bring Wale up because I don't want to be disrespectful.
I'm gonna say this. You Got It with J. Cole. This is not a hit record, but You Got It with J. Cole in 2010.
It's a great song.
Great song and great Wale feature.
Great Wale feature.
So
Cole ate him up though. I can't get enough of what you got. Good girl, you hit the spot. Trying to let go, but I just cannot. So don't you stop. I need
like
it.
That.
No, yeah, Cole ate that nigga up though.
He had diced pineapple. Like, I'm just saying.
Didn't Rick Ross eat him up? Cayman, you keep naming songs where this nigga got outperformed. Rick Ross killed that nigga on diced pineapples. Or am I mistaken? Let me know down in the comments below. You ain't show me one song where he had the best verse.
Stop.
How you get cooked up by a hook? This nigga got packed up by a singing nigga on his own song.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of good, great Wale records out there.
I never said there wasn't. I never said Wale hasn't given us a lot of great classic songs. But you start to lose me when you say that Wale is a better artist than A$AP Rocky at that time, or Chance the Rapper.
You said it at that time. I'm
Wiz
saying
Khalifa,
overall. I'm saying overall because this nigga
that
has
the
kept
album
making
about
music.
Nothing is on the same rating or playing field as the Sun's Tirade.
it's on the same level, bro. It's on the same level. They're both classic albums.
Then we need a new definition for classic. Because, yes, Sun's Tirade is a classic. And, yes, I wouldn't be mad at someone saying that the album About Nothing is a classic. But no way in your right mind can you tell me the album About Nothing and the Sun's Tirade are on an even playing field. There's just no way. Absolutely no way.
Like Xavier said, let us know down in the comments what you guys like.
Like I said, diced pineapples.
Come on, man. Diced pineapples. Wale is a legend. And these are our topics for Everyday Hip Hop today. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Everyday Hip Hop.
Yeah.
We will be back. Anything that's dropping this year that we got to look forward to? I know the Carter 6 is dropping in June.
I mean, we listened to the Carter 5.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to some R&B. So hopefully some people can revive us and save us.
Still waiting on Roddy.
Still waiting on Roddy, the Navy album that was supposed to be dropping. Other than that, I mean,
Future Erica,
JID, Future Erica,
JID. Man, I had so much hope for JID.
I mean, I still got hope for him. I
still blame Cole for that. It's the
management.
JID been up next for 20 years.
Yeah.
He had ample opportunity. That nigga was on the last chance and the biggest chance that JID had to be the #1 artist was when he was on Madden. I think that ship has sailed.
Jack Harlow and Doja Cat released a new record. It didn't sound good from what I heard, but we're not going to talk about that. So I'm just looking forward to new music. Hopefully somebody in the R&B space can give me
Doja Cat and Jack Harlow.
Yeah. That's what we got to
ruin my night.
That's what we got to look forward to. But this is Everyday Hip Hop. We will be here with more music reviews, more music dialogue. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.